CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
Our squad is a consulate, which is more of a diplomacy and talking focused thing called the Blue Sky Endowment. Your objective is to secure transport through the 501st held regions of Curse for the Hive civilian operatives.
I just really wanted to get the image on screen of like Cry Havoc and
absolutely.
Like a DILF and then 3 spooky weirdos.
Winter sees one thing from multiple angles, and Calico sees all things from one angle.
Nice thing is one of my buddies can go out and get drunk one night, and then the rest of them can go take care of stuff later.
May I binge watch Boku no Calazar Family Adventures with my daughter?
Okay, so with the 6 on the engagement roll, I think Pops and Gossamer, you successfully sort of make your way through the lobby without drawing too much attention, and you are able to sort of discreetly open a access panel and hack into the AR controls. And the 501st very suddenly finds themselves going from fighting this cool space battle scenario that they had cooked up to suddenly finding themselves on the ground in a cityscape under siege from several of the proxies as they abruptly transition to an episode that they were not expecting. They are currently on the back foot, as it were, and going from sort of being in a position of domination to being under heavy fire from a variety of AR conjured Avies. Unless you wanted to do it differently, I'm going to say that Peeker and the Rounds are in their respective Avies already, ready to go and engage. The ball is in your court.
What do we see?
Yeah, what do we see? What's the scene here?
Sure. You see the scene change to a sort of war-torn cityscape with, buildings that have been partially destroyed by artillery fire. Avies are ducking behind buildings and peeking out to fire rounds. I'm going to say the Bastardos presence here is going to be, let's say that they've got 2 of the strafes, which are their aerial mechs that kind of look like airplanes, kind of, and 3 extractors. One of the extractors has the extra bells and whistles, like, cosmetic enhancements that make it clear that that is the Avi belonging to Force Majeure. The other 4 are all probably just sort of random grunts as part of the division. And they are currently under fire from, let's say, 3 proxy Avies who are modified Shotels.
Okay.
But that's the situation. You guys will be coming in from behind the proxy line.
God, yeah, we're like joining on that side.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. That was my next question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think Calico is in the cockpit, and Calico's call sign is Peeker. Everybody calls them that because they can peek into the future.
Sure.
Calico doesn't really get it. So I think Calico's in the cockpit, which I've described the cockpit of the Final Act of Time and Reason as like 1 part cockpit, 1 part religious sanctuary.
Sure.
The whole mech has kind of a very gothic feel to it. I think once we get the go ahead, Calico's on comms is like, so who's seen this show? Which character am I?
Well, I don't think we're portraying as characters. I think we're like random people that are messing with the situation because we weren't predicted to be a part of it.
God,
Absolutely true.
Though I think the proxies are all in like super anime, like 3D, like they look like cartoon obvies.
I am going to go ahead and put the scene change clock up here. I'm not going to fill any of it, but just remember that anytime we roll, what is it, scan and interface?
So I think if that's the case, Calico just like starts flipping a bunch of switches and the whole thing kind of hums to life. And he says, this is Calico Brave, and thus begins the final act of time and reason. And his mech takes off.
Okay. I mean, are you immediately doing an attack? Are you, what action do you want to roll there?
So one of the things, as Calico knows, that part of this whole bit is that we have to be seen, right? Like,
sure.
We did do the sabotage bit, but we are a PR group, and I think one of the reasons Calico's here, like I've talked about, they kind of think of themselves as being a museum piece for this government.
Sure.
And part of that is the fact that they have a ridiculously huge mech and Avi, and one of the quirks is distractingly ornate. And I think that's the first thing that Calico does is try and make an appearance. Like in a big, like, hey, I'm here, look at me situation.
Sure. So are you doing a battle? Are you doing a destroy, a maneuver?
I think it's a maneuver. I think he's not like engaging so much as he's doing that thing where they're like, oh my gosh, what's that? And there's like the red comet streaks by and it's like, we know who's here.
You're doing the boss fight intro animation.
Yes, absolutely. He's doing a boss fight intro animation.
Okay. You're
100%.
You're doing, Death Scythe appears on the screen and one of the grunts yells, "It's a Gundam!" And
then the theme music starts playing as the camera moves across it. Absolutely. Like,
yeah. Wings of a Boy Who Killed Adolescence starts playing. And absolutely. Okay. And it sounds like you're exhausting your distractingly ornate quirk.
I'm not so much exhausting it because I don't think I need a boost here. Just going this is
just sort of relying on.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
And I am going to mark my mobility suite. A full flight system, dash thrusters, all-terrain suspension, or some other modification. Yeah, the final act of time and reason has these like big ornate wings, but then behind what would be the feathers are like articulated boosters.
Yeah.
It is still a big mech, so it doesn't move super fast, but it's faster than you might anticipate.
Faster than it would normally be for its size. Absolutely.
Right. It's in Battletech terms, it's an assault mech with jump jets, which is terrifying to behold. And he just kind of swoops in on the scene to be like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you still have in your pool a 4 and a 1?
I have a 4 and a 2.
Or sorry, a 4 and a 2.
Yes.
So you will need to deploy one of those and then roll a die for the remaining one.
I don't necessarily know that this is something where I want to use my 4, so I'm just going to use a 2 on it, which brings me down to 1 die for maneuver. What's my position and effects?
Because of the engagement roll, you are starting at a controlled position, and I'll say this would have standard effect.
Okay. Can I drop to risky for great effect?
That's how the game works. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to roll that then.
I don't think I'm allowed to tell you no to that.
Awesome. Double 2s. We're off to a great start.
Okay, so that's a risky consequence that I get to deploy against you. I'm going to do classic Beam Saber GM move. The consequence of this is that you get exactly what you wanted. Suddenly, everyone's attention is on the final act. So here's the thing. The proxies don't know that you're on their side. So you find yourself under fire from both the Exodus Republic and the sort of environmental hazards here. I'm going to drop the overall positioning for the group down to risky, and I would like for you to take the level 1 damage locked on, like as in like everybody's missile targeting systems are now suddenly targeting you. Yeah, you may resist that consequence as normal.
And resisting with a...
You would resist with quirks.
And that's 1 plus the level of consequence?
This would be, I would say this would be an expertise, which would mean you would need to spend 3 quirks.
That is
according
absolutely not worth it. I will take the lock-on damage.
Cool. So give yourself the level 1 damage locked on. Yeah.
Yeah, I will
Great.
take locked on and immediately get on comms and be like, Gossamer, why are they shooting at me?
I mean, didn't you just display yourself for everybody to shoot at?
I thought these things were supposed to be on our side.
That wasn't part of the plan, but I can try to get them on our side.
That seems like it would lead well into an action for you there, Adrian. Do you want to try and do something with, you're already plugged into this panel. Do you want to try and mark your allies as friendlies to the proxies or something like that?
Is there something bigger I can do with this clock, this 4-step clock on the area in our favor?
So when that 4-step clock fills, we re-roll the engagement roll and see what the scene randomly changes to.
We don't want that.
That's an environmental clock. I mean, maybe you do. But maybe you don't. It's fully up to you. I would probably start a new clock for whatever thing you do. Or, I mean, if you're just trying to get the proxies to recognize your allies as their allies, that might not even be a whole clock. Like if with standard effect, I think you might be able to just achieve that in one roll, right? Uh-huh. Clocks are only for things that are going to need multiple rolls to resolve.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think what I have in my tool set that could help us make the proxies our friends. Because my app is more debuffing enemies.
Well, and I guess the other reason why I wouldn't necessarily need a clock for this is that in the curse specifically, your interface has increased effect, right?
Okay, I can actually take care of all of this without a roll.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to spend my spark.
Oh, please tell us about your spark ability. Yeah.
Yeah, my spark ability is called Warded. You may spend your spark to resist an AR consequence or push yourself when you deal with AR forces. Could I spend this to sort of negate the part of that consequence where the AR constructs were attacking us?
Well, so the only thing is, I think that they're attacking Calico specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They haven't necessarily clocked the rest of you as enemies.
But what I was going to try to use this for was to somehow then embed a signal that we're friendlies.
What I would say, my reading of the rules here would be, I would still want you to make some sort of an action roll, but you could use that spark to push yourself for free, which would give you,
Because I think the being targeted was a consequence of my action.
Correct.
It just says an AR consequence, though.
Right.
Okay.
No, absolutely. I also think it may have been, I mean, yeah, we could.
My spark is specifically for my actions.
Spend your I'll let you spend your spark and just put the clock back to, standard position instead of risky. If that's what you want to sort of do here.
No, I'm going to roll then. If that is the
but
more beneficial thing.
Again, you can use your spark to sort of push for free here without a stress. Which might be nice. The other thing is, I forgot to offer this to Lauren, but you can always ask for a collateral die. Just as a reminder, pushing yourself, I believe, lets you either add 1 die or increase your position or increase effect.
Okay,
right?
I know what this is, though.
Yes.
So this is an interface roll, and what I'm doing is I'm compiling that list of people that were yelling at me on the internet of oh, well, this person kicked the Bastardo's ass and this person kicked their ass, basically listing all of the places that they got wrecked in the franchise. And I am now portraying all of us as those various characters that have kicked the Bastardo's asses in the past.
That's smart.
Love that. That's incredible. So you start with 2 dice here and you get your free push. Mm-hmm. Would you like that to be a die or an effect?
Let's see. So I'm at standard effect.
Because this is an interface roll in the curse, you actually start at great effect here.
Oh, then I don't need effect at all.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, I'll just take that as a die then.
Cool. So that would put you starting at 3d6. Do you have any interest in requesting a collateral die?
Not yet.
Feel free to say no. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and give me a roll.
6. Hell yeah.
That's a 6. So, regardless of a success or failure, I'm going to mark 1 in the scene change clock here. Mm-hmm. Now, again, Pops and Gossamer, I don't think you're in your obvies yet.
No.
But I think Winter and Calico, I mean, obviously Calico is, he just fucking descended from the sky. So Calico, your Avi now takes on the appearance, the wings of your Avi, with the boosters, they, an AR shadow like shimmers over you as you get like a new Fortnite skin here. And your wings become like broad and golden and like feathery. The mech goes from this sort of black with the sort of silvery accents that you've got going into a sort of bright white with gold as you take upon the appearance of season 134 of Calazar's mysterious tuxedo mask equivalent, a character known only as the Paladin, well known for coming in and dealing massive damage to the bastards at key points in the storyline.
I love it.
Winter, what is the name of your Avi again?
You can just say the RR or the Rolling Rampart.
The Rolling Rampart. Yes. How many of the Rolling Ramparts are on the field?
4.
4 of them. Okay. The 4 of you take on the appearance of like ground-based, something kind of like, have we all seen classic Gundam here?
No.
Do we know the gun tank?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's you've kind of taken on the appearance of four of those, right? Something that has like treads and guns on the back, but again, also like key classic support characters from Calazar. And that I think is going to basically move position back from risky up to standard for the rest of the team, especially for the mechs for the Avis on the field.
My Avi, the Rye Recluse, is just like chilling in an alley somewhere. I'm at the lobby bar with my laptop out.
Yeah, I think that you and yes. So the Recluse and remind me again of the name of the Tactician Slate.
Yes.
They are nearby. You'll probably need to do some sort of action roll to get to them, but they're not like super far away. I don't think you'll need a clock to do it.
Right.
Great. So on that note, I'm going to kick it over to Mary and JPG. Does either of you have like a follow-up you want to then do to that? And I mean, you see, I guess the thing is that for Lauren, for Calico here, the proxies stop targeting you. They do now recognize you as an ally. Sadly, the bastards are still quite...
Oh, for sure.
Quite agitated with you.
Even more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, even more. Exactly, even more than before. So, Marigold or JPG, did you have something you wanted Winter or Koa to do?
I had a question about the proxies themselves.
Sure.
Are they controlled by... I'm assuming it's some sort of program to control their tactics?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there isn't a human element to that, is that correct?
Not at present. I mean, beyond the fact that with Adrian plugged into the systems, Adrian has a degree of control that maybe isn't normally present, but normally these things just sort of run on their own. Does that make sense?
Could I walk Adrian through giving them bad tactics?
You could. I do want to note right now they are currently fighting against your enemies. So.
I was trying to protect Calico at this point.
No, I'm
they
good.
are no longer targeting Calico because Adrian succeeded on that last one.
Could I give them perfect tactics?
I think absolutely. I'm going to start I'm going to start a clock 6 steps for, let's call it thin out the bastards, right? Doesn't necessarily mean they'll be completely defeated, but they might be, diminished.
May I just say I love the clock's look?
Yeah.
Just the design.
These are the ones that just come with the Beam Saber book when you buy
Really?
them, by the way. Yeah.
Huh.
Austin made these. I think they're extremely excellent. I love them very, very much. And what you're basically trying to do is sounds like you're doing an action to essentially assist Adrian on like you're doing a setup role for Adrian to make it easier for them to give these tactics to the proxies, maybe by actually, because you actually do have good tactics.
Mm-hmm.
What action do you want to roll for that? I could see a case for multiple ones.
Command?
Yeah, I was thinking this seems like command.
I have a great vision of this. So I describe myself as being like at the laptop or at the bar with my laptop. I love the idea of you having the maybe like an AR equivalent of like a whiteboard, and you're like doing the like football coach
like the John Madden style.
Showing me like arrows and X's and circles and stuff like that of like how I should be suggesting tactics to these proxies.
I love that a lot, actually. So go ahead and give me. So command is going to start at 2 dice for you, Pops. If you would like to, you can push yourself. You can ask for help, or you may ask for a collateral die. Oh, I think pushing yourself is always just for a die. It's assisting that can give you, right? It's being assisted will give you either +1 die, increased effect, or increased position.
I want to start this off with a little bit of drama, so could I push myself for this?
Absolutely. Please take 2 stress, and that'll give you 3 dice for this. And again, you can solicit help, or you can take a collateral die if you'd like more than that. This would be standard effect, I think.
I'll push just a little bit now, and I think the next turn when I fill the clock, I'm gonna push a little bit harder. But it's 3d6 for this one.
Correct.
So 5, 5, and 6.
5, 5, and 6.
Damn, we're rolling good.
That's a 6. Yeah. Well, now that you've said that, you won't be anymore.
Good, because we don't need more drama.
Who said that out loud?
Yeah,
me. I'm tempting fate. Bring
tempting it. This is fantastic. So I think maybe we won't even do this as a setup. I think you just, Adrian is there just quickly relaying the tactics that you're drawing out on the AR whiteboard, and suddenly the proxy obbies begin just landing shots that they were, previously they were up until this moment they were A New Hope stormtroopers. Suddenly they turn into Andor stormtroopers, where they actually have the accuracy that they are, supposed to have. I'm going to give you 2 ticks on that clock as one of the 2 strifes crashes to the ground.
Can I briefly describe what this looks like on Adrian's end?
Please, yeah.
So I have a little cartoon spider thing that kind of looks like the Rye Recluse, my Avi. And it pops up on the displays of the proxy mechs. And it's basically like the little pop-ups you get in a Star Fox game of Peppy showing up being do a barrel roll. It's basically that.
Absolutely. Okay. Nice. I love that. I think it's going to bring us to winter. Let's let Marigold have some impact here.
Yeah. Okay, great. So the 4 obbies that I'm piloting are, I think, during all this chaos, are making their way into position. They're low to the ground. They're, moderately quick and can, burrow just a little bit, create tunnels as they go. So they're just even a smidge lower than you would expect them to be. That's their whole deal. Is they make barricades and escape routes for anybody who's trying to deal with natural disasters or war. That's what these obbies were originally designed for.
Sure.
And now they've been equipped a little bit more to deal with actual combat scenarios rather than just natural disasters. So as times change, so do the obbies. So we are making our way around to, low-key surround the enemy. So I guess maybe just a roll to take advantage of the chaos to get into a position, a good position to take further action.
You're trying to kind of get behind the enemy line, it sounds like.
Yeah, just it's a full flank maneuver. Yeah.
Totally. How do you, I could see a few different vehicle actions here. To me, it most naturally sounds like a maneuver. moving your vehicle with skill and agility.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see other things if you wanted to. Make an
I think
argument
maneuver
for
is about what I'm shooting for. Too.
Yeah, perfectly. So again, you start at 1 die here. There are multiple ways for you to get some extra die. You can ask me for a collateral die. You could push yourself for one of your vehicle's quirks.
Okay.
You could ask for help from one of your teammates. Those are pretty much the only 3 ways that you can get an extra die in Beam Saber.
Yeah. Those are them.
What exactly are you trying to do again?
I'm just getting myself into a position where I'm basically trying to flank them, but on both sides, while they are distracted by everything else that was just described.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can help.
So, people changing form, getting shot at, all that stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get an eye on my quirks. There they are. Moving cockpit, 2 modes, pneumatic limbs, salvage parts. I don't see any of those helping me right now, except for maybe the 2 modes part. I could go ahead and check that, because basically what that means, my 2 modes are, one is I am in like kind of a roly-poly mode, right? I mean, both are roly-poly modes, but one's roly and one's poly, if you know what I mean. So, like, one move is designed to move and one's designed to do. So, I can use the quirk of 2 modes to kind of get into position and then deploy.
Absolutely.
So the art you'll see if you check out the art is the deployed mode. Otherwise, you can just picture a roly-poly kind of chilling.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to get you up to 2 dice, I believe.
Yeah. Right? And then tell me about the whole, like, you said it's a collateral die? Yeah, tell me about it.
You got 4 of these obbies on the field right now, right?
Yeah.
I will give you 1 extra die to spend if, in exchange, one of the 4 will be disabled. Like, the
obby, not my body.
Yeah, not your pilot. Nothing bad will happen to your pilot, but one of the obbies will be, like, disabled for the rest of this encounter.
Sweet, yeah. Okay.
Yeah? Take it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So then that's going to get you up to 3d6 on maneuver.
Okay. I'll just roll that then.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants to help me, I guess. But
yeah, does anyone want to help?
Because that's not for me to ask. It's for me to receive.
Well, you can ask.
Oh no,
it's
a good reminder.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could, because I have tactical genius, 2 times per mission, you can assist a squad mate without paying stress. Tell us how you prepared for this.
Tell us how you prepared to help Winter's Pledge.
Could we somehow incorporate the disabled Avi into this? Like, we knew that it was going to get disabled?
Sure.
As part of the plan?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all part of the plan the whole time. Tell me what that is.
What is, and I'm sorry, like, please remind me, like, Winter's Pledge ultimate goal in this particular round is what exactly?
Get behind the bastards.
Oh, we're flanking
okay.
On both sides. Yes.
Yeah, flank them.
So could we have used that as a distraction to where now everybody is, where other Avies are, like, surrounding it, so that's how you got around easier?
Like okay. I see, like it becomes
one went
very
to
obvious.
One side, the 3 went to the other side. Yeah.
We do the thing where the camera cuts inside the cockpit, and it turns out this one was being remotely controlled the whole time. There was never a pilot in it. That's beautiful. I actually really like that. Would you like to give an extra die, or do you want to give increased effect or better position? Well, you can't really give better positioning. You guys are already in a controlled position.
I'm feeling a little spicy. Should we go with like better effect?
Yeah. Better effect. I already have 3 die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm always down for the spicy version.
So this is going to be controlled great.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, that's a 2.
Oh no!
That's a 2.
I mean, it's still controlled, so
it's controlled. So
what does this mean?
Yeah, this this is all Devin's fault.
What?
He broke the plate.
I think that this is going to be as you are burrowing.
Uh-huh.
With one of the rolling ramparts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I can do two things here. You pop up and you find that there's like one of the excavators is like right next to you, right? Is that what they're called? Extractors. Sorry, one of the extractors is like right next to you and is like ready to bring that hammer down. I'm going to change your position to risky. I'm also going to go ahead and just tick the scene change clock as a consequence.
Sure.
So.
Right.
As you see the edges of the AR like environment begin to like static and flicker, but it's still holding steady for now.
Whew.
Everybody's acted at least once, so whoever's feeling inspired, please just jump up and tell me what you'd like to do next. And remember, not everything you do has to trigger a roll. It's sort of PBTA rules where you tell me what you're doing and I tell you if that needs a roll or if you can just do it.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think mine's the simplest because I'm trying to fill up that clock. So is it okay if I go first on this one?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so mine is another 2d6 to command in order to keep giving the proxies perfect tactics.
See, I think you've already succeeded at that one. I think you've already done that.
Oh,
right?
we filled?
Well, I mean, the proxies themselves are, you know, you have to do different things to fill clocks generally, right?
So what are we saying is the
out
conclusion of filling that 6-step clock?
Right, exactly. The conclusion of filling that six-step clock is that you'll be down to just force majeure.
Oh, great.
On the field,
okay.
Right.
So the next thing that I would do...
Like right now, you guys have taken out one of his 4 support staff, essentially.
So these proxies, they're physical.
In the curse, they have a sort of a physical presence, but they are actually fully AR constructs.
So there's not like a drone that just has a Fortnite skin down there. Like, so how are they hurting us? Or them?
You know...
Is it like they shoot and what actually happens is code is tearing apart the system on the inside?
Yes.
Okay.
Or is it like a turret, like that's just like inside the...
I'm going to be real with you. Trying to conceptualize the way the AR works in Beam Saber has always been one of my weaker points.
Sure, I'm just...
probably shouldn't have set this mission in this region.
I'm just thinking on like Calico's part, right? Like, I know our enemies have actual mechs.
I also think that because these things are made of light, beam weapons real beam weapons can be produced from them, right? Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? I think that the mechs are fake, but the energy blasts are real, if that makes sense.
But the damage is real.
It's a hard light holograms, like in Superman or something.
But the enemies have actual mechs.
Yes, the enemies are actual flesh and blood mechs.
I didn't want to like fire a salvo of missiles and they're like, well, we're convinced we're dead, so they blink out of existence and the missiles just keep going.
No, that will, as long as you're...
And we destroy civilians.
And again, I think the impression I get from the AR is that it has, like, some amount of substance, right? Like, it's not fully real, but it is, like...
It distorts reality around it.
Yeah, in the book, it's described as, like, if you're, like, in the middle of an AR storm, like, you can't necessarily tell, even from, like, tactile feedback, like, what is and isn't AR.
Right. It's pretty... all-consuming.
That was just my question.
Absolutely. It's a good question. I'm sorry I didn't have a better answer.
No, it's totally fine.
I think we got there.
I would say, Pops, now might be a good time to go for your mech or for your hobby.
Yes.
Because you're just naked on the ground in the atrium. Like,
just some daddies are into it.
No.
Sorry. Yes, I want to go for my mech, but is that a full turn, or could I do something in the mech?
I think because of the positioning y'all are in, I think and the fact that you and Adrian are sort of set off, right? You're not like in the battlefield, you're still in the lobby. I think you could I'll let you make it to the mech without a roll. To the RV without a roll, and then what you want to do in your RV, I think is most likely going to trigger something. Let's say you get there. Let's say you pop in there. You're in the cockpit. What do you do next?
Just to pop in real quick. One of the tools that we have is remote vehicle controls, so we could just call the RVs to us.
Right, but you'd have to declare that on your load. But also, you might not want your RV to walk through the lobby. Like, you know what I mean?
You walk outside. It's like an Uber.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
3 minutes to pick up. Wait, why does it say 7 minutes
you had described
now?
it as being kind of set aside right, like ready to go. So like I'm,
Park nearby.
I want to honor that part of the fiction that you've already established. So
I'm also assuming that because of what's happening here, there are cameras around, correct?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think everything in the AR battlefield is always being recorded for sure.
So, I would like to battle in front of the most high definition camera.
Okay, so you hop in and are you trying to engage with one of Majeur's guards in the extractor unit on the ground? Are you trying to knock down that other flying mech that's up there in the sky, the strafe?
I'll say on the ground.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're just you're grabbing your spear and your shield and just trying to like go at it, but you're making sure you're at a good angle for the cameras. I really like that. That's actually really fun.
And could I have an extra die for this, please?
For a collateral?
Yes.
I was like, well, you're just asking for one, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, the worst you can say is no.
I will always offer a collateral die. Does anyone have an idea? I'm gonna.
I'll always say no.
I'm gonna poll the group here. Anyone have a good idea for a good piece of collateral that we'd like to offer? And a reminder is the collateral is like essentially a consequence that happens regardless of success or failure as soon as you accept the
That's
die.
a die. Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah.
The system is having to work overtime to suddenly generate a new, as we've said, Fortnite skin as another mech
Yes, that's right,
enters.
because it would need to skin you to match with Edrian's earlier success. That's a good, yeah.
And so another tick on the scene change clock.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You let me fill the scene change clock by 1, and I'll give you an extra die on this roll.
I'm okay with it if you're okay with it, but then I remember that I'm in charge, so I'm just okay with it.
The officer is a bastard.
No,
okay.
it was meant to be cute and cheeky.
So
whatever you say, Pops.
It's going to put you at 2 for battle. Mm-hmm. Any chance you'd like to push yourself by spending a quirk, or do you just want to roll those dice?
I want to save pushing myself for if anything else goes bad, or if somebody can save theirs for me, and vice versa.
Sure.
I think I'm going to go
I'll
with the
help.
2d6.
I'll help.
Oh, you want to help? Who said I'll help? Oh, is
me, Adrian.
Adrian. Great. How's Adrian helping?
I think I'm like working overtime to like put a cool skin on Koa's mech.
Absolutely. So that would be
1 stress, right?
1 stress for you because you've got 1 connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you giving an extra die, or would you like to raise JPG out of risky into controlled?
Extra die.
Okay. Extra die it is. So that's going to be, what, 3d6? Is that right?
3d6? Yeah.
Give it to me, baby.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. That's a mixed success. So I
think I make you look like one of the classic fucking heroes.
Yeah.
One of the main character.
Whatever like the equivalent of the RX 78-2 is, right? Like the main character of the first season of Calazar or something. Okay, so the scene change ticks up by 1 just from the collateral die. Standard effect, I'm going to say that you take out one of these extractors. Now, when you do this, I'm going to leave this up to you as the player. Is this takedown of this mechanized cosplayer, is it lethal or non-lethal?
It's definitely non-lethal.
Okay. So you carefully target like the main camera on this Avi without piercing the cockpit, and it sort of falls to the ground, and you see the person inside dash off and run to some sort of evac place. However, while you are focused on the other one, it's the second grunt that is guarding Major, while your back is turned, just wangs you with that hammer. And you are going to take level 1 damage crunched.
Ooh, crunched.
On your Avi. You may resist that. I would say this would be an expertise resist, which means you would have to exhaust 3 quirks to prevent that 1 harm. Oh, sorry, no, I was looking at the wrong character sheet. 2 quirks.
Yeah, because I battled and destroy. Oh, 2 quirks? I'm gonna resist it.
Okay, which 2 quirks do you invoke to resist this damage?
I am going to spend
I think Nimble and Light would make sense for sure, right?
Nimble and Light for
to
sure.
To dodge it.
Well, because of the skin, would Well Known be good right now?
Yeah, sure. Those of you who are on the battlefield, and I guess Edrin, you probably have like a little holographic like boops and dots version of this that you're seeing, right?
Yeah, I'm probably hacked into a bunch of the like security cameras.
So you guys have now taken out about half of Force Majeure's escorts, which means you're well on your way to succeeding at this mission.
I have like a big like what is effectively a big debuff spell.
Okay.
Should I save that for like the big guy?
Up to you.
I'm asking the crew.
Oh, sorry.
Well, how flashy is it?
It's more scary than flashy.
Yeah, then definitely we should save it for later.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested. I haven't heard anything from Calico in a minute here. And, after that big dramatic entrance, I kind of want to give an opportunity for follow-up.
Yes. I want to know what's happening.
So I think with everything going on, Calico sees that, reinforcements have arrived and stuff like that, suddenly noticing they are a knight in shining armor, which is very funny because it's the exact opposite of what the final act of Time and Reason looks like. Mm-hmm. And seeing all of these smaller mechs sort of being taken out, I think Calico's just like, all right, well, we're going to end this. And the final act of Time and Reason was supposed to be a space escort.
Sure.
So he flies it up high, and these like panels on the back open, and out comes a rack of missile launchers.
Ooh.
And Calico is just going to fly towards them, unleashing a storm of missiles at the remaining forces.
Sure. Is this battle or destroy in your mind?
Destroy is like overwhelming destruction, right? This is targeted.
Okay.
This is not just like dropping a ton of bombs. Like he is locking on and firing these missiles as he moves in to engage.
Absolutely. So you start at 1 die for a battle. You know the drill. Do you want to get some
what's my position and effect?
Because you have 1 damage, your effect is lessened, so you would be doing this at what do they call it? It's standard reduced, right? Is that the word?
Lower effect, so yeah.
Lower effect. Effect is I'm just trying to
limited.
Limited, thank you.
Limited.
So this would be risky limited right now.
Risky limited.
Again, you can push yourself by using a quirk to get an extra die. You could drop yourself to a desperate position in order to get better effect.
I'm going to mark a rack of missiles.
Who said they wanted to help?
I did.
Gotcha.
I'm on the ground. I'm here. You're trying to shoot missiles? So that's your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you by... Okay, who are you shooting missiles at? Is it specific?
I'm shooting just a barrage of missiles at the remaining forces, because there's only 2 ticks left on that clock. So if I can get a standard effect, they'll be done.
There's three remaining Avis. There's Force Majeure's custom extractor. There's an extractor that just wanged pops in the back of the head. And then there is another strafe that is in the air rapidly approaching Peeker here. So it would be, probably be trying to hit all 3 with a missile barrage. So, sorry, go ahead, Marigold. So how did you want to help with that?
My distraction failed, but I've still been, the other 3 obbies that I have been digging a trench and building a wall around the last 3 enemy obbies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like penning them in?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm. So that's how I want to help.
So you're sort of limiting the area that the ground-based ones can be in so that it's easier to
I'd really like to turn this into, the whole shooting fish in a barrel kind of a situation.
Yeah, totally. So go ahead and spend 1 stress. So that sounds like you're actually giving better effect rather than
a better effect is what I would like, to be honest.
Yeah, cool. I think that is what I'm doing.
So that'll move you to risky standard.
Risky standard, and I don't even roll.
Oh, it's because if you're just using 1.
Yeah. So it's a 4.
Okay. That's a mixed success. Oh, do I want to do this? Let's see. All right. Well, first things first, right? We want to go ahead and let's honor this by we'll move the thin out the bastards thing up to fold, and then I'm just going to get rid of this picture of a strafe because we don't need it anymore. I'm going to pop down another 4-step clock, which is deal with force majeure, because he's the last remaining sort of obstacle here. And for that little bit of consequence that you get from that 4, I think we all know what's going to happen. The scene change clock is going to fill up, which means I'm then going to immediately drop it back down to 0. And JPG, if you could go ahead and roll us 3 more dice as the scene changes.
Am I hoping for low or high?
You're hoping for high because you're redoing your engagement roll as as reality shifts around you.
Oh. So 3d6. We got a 5.
It's a 5. So you stay in a risky position. The battlefield around you shifts. It goes from a ruined urban cityscape to you're now in a blasted, icy wasteland as you transition to an episode of Calazar that takes place on some planet's version of Antarctica. Not necessarily on Earth, but like a South Pole of some sort. The wind is howling. There is snow beginning to kick up that is reducing visibility, but there is only and the sort of the NPC obbies, right? The proxy obbies, they sort of vanish. It is now just the 4 of you and force majeure.
It's app time.
Who hasn't done a thing this round yet?
Me.
Yeah, hit me.
It's app time.
It's app time.
And what that means is, so I have the Move data pack, which lets me have access to an app, which are programs that I can use to do specific kind of cool things.
Okay.
And the one app that I do have, I have called The Swarm.
Okay.
And what it is it makes a bunch of little I guess trigger warning for bug stuff. It makes a bunch of like little crawly bugs that kind of crawl over your screen and like block all of your displays. So
okay,
I want to bug up all of Force Majeure's displays on their Avi.
So these bugs, they look like Space Invaders bugs?
Sort of. They're
if Space Invaders had bugs, like this is what they would look like.
But imagine that your whole screen started to fill with black as like little skittering things kind of like covered the screen.
Oh, they're like the anti-screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So with the app rules, you have to choose the magnitude, but I'm already on the page for it. I think this is going to be magnitude 4 because of quality 2 is a typical app, and then force examples, a powerful blow, howling wind, a blowtorch flame. I think that's 2 + 2.
Okay.
So yeah, a typical app and a powerful blow are the 2 things that I'm using there.
Typical app and powerful blow. So sorry, again, I don't know the app rules that well.
Page
so
295. I was trying to make it easier for you by making the decisions myself.
How do we actually resolve this? Like, what am I supposed to do?
So you don't have to do anything. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to do the work for you.
Gotcha.
So basically, I have to spend an amount of stress equal to the magnitude in order to make the app work.
Gotcha.
And I was saying that the magnitude.
So you don't have to roll for this at all. It sounds like
I probably do.
You probably do.
I think that's just to like get it going. That's just activating it.
Is this something I can assist with? Like, can I reduce your stress?
Let me get the whole thing out there first, though.
Sure.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. I would just do a normal roll. So it's force stress to activate, but I can make it less by adding more flaws to it. The current flaw for it, which I needed when I first established it, is that it can be hard to keep control of, and the swarm can like spread between systems. Also, I think as a consequence or a flaw to lessen the stress, which is something I can do to modify it. So I described Gather, my like negative contact before, as like a proxy that was yelling at me on the internet. I think they also know who I am and work for the people that bailed me out, basically.
Okay.
As a way to like surveil me. And I think they take the form of like an AR crow that kind of follows me around. And whenever I start doing like creepy bug stuff, it attracts them. So basically they're checking in on me, making sure I'm not doing stuff that's dangerous to the DFS agenda.
Okay. So it looks like you would make a fortune roll based on your app's strength.
It says if it needs to roll a fortune roll, then I would roll.
Okay.
I think otherwise I just do a normal roll.
Gotcha. And you're basically, the outcome you want is you want to like jam Force's instruments, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like an interface, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that it was interface, and what I'm doing there is I'm like making a path for the bugs to follow so that they go to the right place.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's do that then. So go ahead and spend the force stress to, or however many stress.
So 3 stress.
3 stress to activate your app. And then now we treat it as a normal roll, right? So we start at 2d6, risky. I am going to say because Force is the CEO of a tier 2 squad and you guys are tier 1, this is going to start at risky limited.
Okay.
Is that fair to everyone? Does that seem fair?
Oh, definitely. I think so.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
you're good, man. We'll be trusting you this whole time.
You've got the option to push yourself. You have the option to ask for a collateral die. I do think you can you push yourself to get better effect, or is it only for a die?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're still not in your obby, so you'd be pushing with stress.
Yeah.
You're pretty stressed out right now, aren't you?
That's fine.
You're 4? Wow.
4 of 9, right? That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Wow.
So
okay.
I'm at 2d6 risky limited to start with.
Yes.
I will push myself to make it not limited. I mean, I already described what could go wrong. You want to give me a collateral die?
In that this crow is following you and...
Well, the crow's surveilling me,
right?
And reporting to the people that put me in jail,
right? But I mean, I feel like that's already happening, right? So, like, the collateral needs to be something beyond that.
Yeah, and I was going to suggest going back to what could go wrong with the app in terms of it's easy to lose control of.
Okay,
as these things start to swarm.
If you take the collateral die, you will lose control of this app after you use it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Forever?
It's not a war crime if it's an accident.
I mean, I don't think forever to like the end of the scene, you know.
It's definitely a war crime, even though it's an accident, though. I didn't want to put that out there.
Love an accident.
Or are you supposed to lose control of the app forever, or am I misreading? I assumed that it meant like till the end of the scene or something, right?
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
Okay, cool.
I figured I would lose control of it in this situation.
Yes.
Basically, I put it on the board and then it does its thing.
Then it's going to just do what it does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would get you up to, what, 3d6, but you're still at risky limited? Or are you're pushing yourself for effect?
I'm at 2d6 risky standard at the moment.
Okay. I thought you were taking the collateral.
Oh, no, sorry. I pushed myself to get to risky standard.
Right.
And now I'm taking the collateral to go to 3d6.
Cool. Does anyone want to help?
Yeah.
How are you helping?
This might not be the time for this, but I have a move where I can show up anywhere I want.
Yeah, because you got lots of bodies.
Suspend a spark? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. You figured it out. So I was thinking maybe I could show up and lend a hand, because I'm a smart scientist.
Sure. What?
With 6 minds, at least.
Oh, just like one of your other bodies is like sort of appears behind Adrian at the terminal, and like,
hey, you forgot a comma. That's gonna fuck up your code, bro.
Yeah. Did you want to give?
Can you imagine telling this edgy goth hacker that they fucked up their code?
Which of the benefits would you like to give? Increased position, increased effect, or an extra die?
I think extra die in
That
this
sounds
situation makes the most sense.
So you'd be rolling
46 risky grade. 46 risky standard.
Risky standard, yes.
I'm just helping them avoid like a stupid mistake.
Yeah.
So I think
all right, let's.
Which body is this? Which
body is this? Give us a quick.
Oh. Yeah. Let me get to my list. Body list.
Because this is the body that's going to be on Adrian's shit list.
Oh, well, this is like the German Themby,
Did you say German?
Yeah. Super white, super pale, like super like androgynous.
This is not the one from
has
the bar,
like super
right?
stylish makeup, like wears a corset. This is who's here.
Looks like Florence Welsh. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that one's now on Adrian's shit list, though.
Yeah, this is body 5 for reference.
Well, only
Cool.
if you fail, right?
No, regardlright, they're
No, we
correcting me on my code.
corrected Adrian.
Yeah, I see.
So it doesn't matter.
All right,
Give me
all
that.
right. 46 risky standard. Let's go. 5.
All right.
You're welcome.
So 2 points on force majeure as the bugs absolutely go wild, but the
Love that
bugs
for them.
also go wild on your 2 teammates on the ground. I think I'm allowed to do this, right? I'm going to give, why not? This is a risky consequence. I can give out 2 level 1 consequences. It's a risky, right?
Ooh.
Koa and Winter both need to mark
Yes.
vehicle damage. Level 1 damage bugged. You may each resist as normal. This would be a acuity resist, which I don't think either of you are very good at.
So I have 1 pip in acuity.
Which means you would need to spend 3 quirks.
Oh, I don't have 3
I have
quirks.
2.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I have
bugs.
2 in acuity.
you do have
Right.
2. You would only
Spend
need to
1?
spend 2 quirks to resist this.
Oh shit, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
That still feels like a lot.
And I mean, a level 1 damage can be cleared more easily than I think 4 quirks can. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bug this fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take bugged also.
All right, there you go. Great. I think that sets us up nicely for Koa. Koa, what are you? You're now face to face with force majeure in this sort of desperate, icy hellscape within the curse, and you and your allies have dispatched his escorts, but he remains to defy you. And he yells out, "For the glory of Bastardos, we will not be denied," like over, the PA comms.
Am I still looking like that legendary hero or no?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I think with the scene change, and I think all of your sort of Fortnite skins have fallen off, sadly.
okay.
Did we re-roll that?
We'll see.
I would say because I'm not a very good fighter, admittedly,
Right.
both narratively and with my special abilities.
Also,
'Cause
both you and the person you're fighting have your displays messed up.
That's true.
Yeah, that is a good point. Could I challenge? No, this is dumb. This is
No,
dumb.
Finish the sentence.
no, it's not. No, it's not. You should do it.
Challenge.
Could I use my military prowess and rank to challenge him to fight me outside of that?
Fight me one-on-one, you coward.
Yes.
I think absolutely that would be a command roll.
Okay.
That would get around your display not working.
That's true, because
for
it's
sure.
a pilot action, not an Navi action.
Just the kindness involved in you giving me command right now is very much appreciated.
Yeah.
How can I push myself?
You spend 2 stress. You can get yourself an
Spending
extra
2 stress.
die, or you can increase your effect. I think effect here would be standard, though. So, if you succeed at this command roll, that clock is going to fill, and you will win. You will win a fist fight with force majeure if you could get him out of the cockpit. You know what I mean?
If I pushed myself even more, could I stress myself even more in order to get an extra die and better effects?
Sadly, that is not how the game works. But you don't need
man.
better than standard effect to fill this clock and complete the
Well,
mission.
I'm just hoping that if I can end this now, then it's as flashy as possible.
Right. Well, I mean, it will be it'll be
Yeah.
as flashy as you want,
Okay.
because the clock will fill. You know what I mean? You
All
don't have to-
right.
there's
So then
no bonus for overfilling the clock. You know.
So then 3d6.
So you're just pushing yourself. Does anyone want to help? This could potentially be the last roll of the encounter here.
I'm ready. I'm always ready to help, but if somebody else wants to help.
Anyone who wants to help, you have to simply describe how you are helping.
Okay. Exactly what are you doing, Pops?
I'm trying to fist fight this guy outside, and I'm wearing my DFS uniform, so this is going to look great.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. All of my bodies, all 6 of us, are cheering you on.
There you go. Perfect.
For me,
we're building you up. You have there's 3 of us in obbies, behind the guy you're trying to fight, cheering you on. There's they've got forearms each, right? And they all look funky. And there's saws spinning, and we're cheering and looking intimidating.
Is that giving an extra die then?
Yes.
Okay. Give it.
What if you all start chanting the bastard is a coward
there
or something
you go.
like that?
I like that.
Yeah, just something demoralizing from the show.
Bludgeon the bastard.
Oh, yes.
Does this... Oh, wait. Does this activate our PR campaign ability?
It's gotta.
Maybe, actually. Let me take a look at the wording of that. I think it kind of does. Take +1D when attacking
totally
someone's
does.
reputation or bolstering the reputation of the squad or one of its member. Absolutely. So, you're up to 5d6 on this roll, it sounds like. Right? You're getting 1 from pushing yourself, 1 from Winter giving you a boost, and then 1 from your ability as a consulate
being
squad.
a hype man.
So that's 5. That's 5d6, please.
Yeah, we're basically crafting the perfect situation for this guy to get publicly
please
owned.
give it to me.
Yeah. 5d6. That is a 6,
All right,
everyone.
so Force is unable to resist the
Holy
the call of this. He pops open his cockpit. He hops down. You do the same. And again, I'm just gonna sort of zoom out into narration here, but you two just absolutely go to town on each other. Just beat the ever loving Tar. And the thing is, this dude is he's a cosplayer, but he is kind of also an actual military guy. But I know that you don't have a ton of dots in struggle, but you are you're a big dude, right, Koa?
Not a
at least
big
your
dude.
character art makes you look like one.
I know. Yeah, right. He's a healthy
But you've
guy.
done what you have done is you've been through basic training and you do your PT every year, right? So
Yes. Yeah. I never miss PT.
yeah,
yes.
and you are able, I think, maybe in this moment with the cheering from your friends, you're able to sort of more. You're able to know that the place you're in is not actually a snowy hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to mentally isolate yourself from the effects of the cold, which Forrest being fully bought into the AR situation here doesn't necessarily. Anyway, you knock him out. And I think that's going to end the mission there as, I'll say one of those, one of the guys whose Avi already got disabled, runs up and grabs Force and drags him back into the lobby. And you have now opened up a window of time here when the Hive APC can cross through the curse without fear of being blown up. And that, I think, is going to be the end of this mission. You've successfully done it. So good job.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited and sound balanced by CVBlight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find all of their work at devindecibel.com. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.